Welcome to Business Spotlight, a signature series from the National Society of Black Wedding and Event Professionals. This is the show where we shine a light on the people, the stories, and the passion behind the brands. Each episode, we sit down with one of our incredible members to explore the journey, the culture, and the character that fuels their business. It's not just about what they do, it's about why they do it, how they got started, and what keeps them going. From bold startups to beloved staples, we're celebrating the entrepreneurs who are shaping the wedding and event industry, our community, one story at a time. So, whether you're here for inspiration, connection, or just good conversation, you're in the right place. This is Business Spotlight, where business gets personal. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm excited to introduce you to Acute Inflections, New York's unforgettable jazz and R&B duo that's redefining what live music feels like. First, let's meet Elasea Douglas, a powerhouse vocalist whose voice is rich, soulful, and full of emotion. Every note she sings pulls you into the story of the song. And alongside her is Sadiki Pierre, the upright bass virtuoso whose grooves are smooth, stylish, and impossible to resist. What makes Acute Inflections so special is their chemistry. It's not just music, it's an experience. Their performances are interactive, fashionable, and full of surprises, leaving audiences smiling, swaying, and wanting more. So stick around because you're about to discover why Acute Inflections are one of the most exciting duos on the scene today. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Business Spotlight, where we introduce our members of the National Society of Black Wedding and Event Professionals to all of you all so you can get to know the people behind the brands. And I'm super excited today because we have the magnificent duo of Acute Inflections. And I'm super excited to have Elasea and Sadiki here with me. And we're just going to get into some conversation, get to know about who they are, what they're all about, and again, just to get to know the people behind the brand. So, welcome, guys.
Hi,
Hey,
thanks for having
How's
us.
it going?
We're good.
yeah,
How's
Good.
it going, Sadiki?
wonderful, splendid.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get into it right now just to get to know about you guys. So, first, tell us who you guys are, where you're from, and where you're located.
Well, my name is Elasea. A lot of people call me Elle for short. I am originally from Queens, New York, but my heritage is Jamaican. Proud about it. And I currently live with this guy in New Windsor, New York.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My name's Sadiki. I was born in Trinidad, but I've lived in the New York area. Came to Brooklyn first as a little boy, and then bounced around the New York area ever since. And yeah, I guess I live with this person.
This specimen of a human.
Wonderful. Okay, so I know about where you guys are from. How did the two of you guys connect and build Acute Inflections?
Ooh, that's a long story. A lot of little turns, but
You want to start with some of it?
okay. So we met in Brooklyn. I was in a Broadway show called Fela, and he was a fan of that show, and so he kept his eye on what the cast was doing, even outside of the show. And he and his friend came to a concert that I produced in Brooklyn with some of my other castmates, and that is where we actually met for the first time. And when we met that night, he he never left my side pretty much. So we've been stuck together since. Uh, Cute Inflections kind of started a year later by accident. Take it away, Sadiki.
Yeah, so she encouraged me to start playing the bass again. I hadn't played since high school, maybe a little bit in college, and so I started playing just with some little jazz groups, restaurant gigs, things like that to get my skills back. And then she asked me to be part of a band she was putting together, and the other musicians didn't show up, and it ended up being the two of us on stage. We had no choice but to kind of go up there and try to make something happen. And the audience loved it. And, immediately started asking us if we'd do weddings and birthday parties and things like that. So we kind of ran with it from there. And it's, been quite a journey since.
Okay. So everything kind of happened by accident, and it was kind of like a fluke for you all to play together as a
Mhm.
duet. And then, how did you come up with your name?
Well, we figured that we needed to be named other than Elasea and the duo, Elasea and the basses, or the duo, So we wanted to think of a name that would represent what was happening in the music and who we were um, as, I guess, a unit with our minimalism and stuff. So we figured acute inflections will cause people to think and journey with us.
Mhm.
The music has those little nuances, and because of how minimal it is and everything, he likes it. How do you usually like to
Yeah.
explain?
I mean, just it's on the surface, it's almost like looking at a black and white photo. It looks like it's not enough, just having just the bass and the voice. But if you have a little imagination, which we used to have prior to social media, it actually works. It's really rich and complex. So we needed a name that also got you wondering, got your imagination primed, so that you can enjoy the experience and take it all in.
Wonderful. And then how did you develop like your genre or your sound? Like how did you know like, we're gonna play this specific type of music and then what do you call your sound?
Yeah, that's a bit a constant point of confusion, I would say, because most people will just assume it's jazz because her voice has like a jazzy sound to it, and obviously stand-up bass, you think of jazz first. And we do love jazz, but we also, coming from New York, you get exposed to all different styles of music. So it's I'd say there's probably a jazz influence maybe on everything, but we go all over the place. We can go from Afrobeat to reggae to rock to soul, R&B, neo soul, Latin, and then obviously jazz, even some like classical. Sometimes we'll do an opera song to just kind of throw people off, or a country song. Um, so yeah, we're not at home with how do we describe this? Like if someone asks, well, what does it sound like? I'm like, oh, this question sucks. Like just listen, go on YouTube.
Awesome. Um, what makes you guys different from others that are in the industry that perform?
This is I. We are not critical of anybody else.
Yeah, you're setting us up with that, Tara. It's not cool.
I find it's funny because Sadiki and I were speaking about this. I find that majority of musicians do not like they want it done for them.
Mhm.
Um, they want it to be financed by somebody else. The true work, the business aspect, done by somebody else. Uh, the they don't realize a lot of artists don't realize that your art is supposed to be of service as well as make it sustain you, if I were to say. So they complain that, oh, I'm not getting ticket sales, or why aren't people coming to my shows? Because you're not feeding them beyond just playing a couple notes. Like, what's your give back? Do you have a charity that you love? Like, do you it's just a lot of them do not look outside of themselves. And
Mhm.
to me, they hit a wall. Um,
Yeah, definitely. I'd say just to, build on that, especially the jazz world has become a world of showing you how great I am.
mhm,
And that's impressive to see how great you are. But we try to make sure that whatever we're doing, we make sure you have a great time. So it's a little bit different. It's not about me playing a million notes and you're like, oh, he's great on bass. It's about what's going to get this person to bop their head, snap their fingers, dance, sing along,
Mhm.
have a good time. And then also, we have an opportunity on stage to deliver a message every night. And, we don't agree with the messages that the music industry pushes out there. And we don't mind doing the business aspect ourselves. So we get to choose the message we push out there. So, we can get back to using music for positive messages. If you look throughout history, every time there's been a revolution, civil rights, ending slavery, things like that, there were always songs, there were always chants that unified people, that empowered and inspired people. So, we're trying to honor the ancestors by also adding some of that in there. So it's not just entertainment, it's also inspiration.
Wonderful. I like how you said about honoring the ancestors. So it kind of ties into my next question. What inspires you guys when you're playing your music?
So much. What,
Or
who,
who
how?
inspires you?
Yeah, these are dangerous questions you're asking, Tara.
In a nutshell, we've learned about so many people, so many well-known artists that went through so much just to be independent, or they strived for that and were shut down or killed. And it just forced us to want to take it further, like the the way has been paved, and now we feel like we will be doing a disservice to not run down that pavement that has been set for us.
Because I mean, you look at Sam Cooke and Bob Marley and Billie Holiday, and we met because of Fela Kuti. And then even outside the music world with the Fred Hamptons and Malcolm and Martin, and a lot of people who weren't scared to say what needed saying, even when it wasn't the popular thing to be said. And yeah, that's like she said, it would be doing their disservice to not honor them.
Mhm. Awesome, awesome. Honoring others through your music. Um, what is a day in the life like whenever you're preparing for an event?
Yeah, you really don't want to know.
It is the madhouse. We got to do our workouts, cold plunge, make our
Ooh,
juices.
you all do cold
Oh
plunges?
boy, do we.
Yeah, we got to
Um,
try to stay healthy. I mean, that's one thing we learned from watching other artists is the industry will destroy your sleep schedule, get you strung out on alcohol, drugs, eating poorly, and kind of almost use that to control you or to
mhm,
throw you under the bus down the road when, oh, she's got to cancel a tour because her voice is gone, and it's like, well, my voice is gone because you booked a million after parties and then early morning interviews and then, made sure I had access to drugs and alcohol in my green room. So,
mhm,
that's something we're very conscious of eating healthy, getting to bed when we're up, like she said, cold plunging, spending some time in sunlight every day and fresh air and but there's a lot also that goes into, she kind of handles the wardrobe stuff. I handle a lot of the tech stuff. We have hospitality aspect to the shows. You're driving 3 to 5 hours every day to different cities to perform. So we got to do a video just to show people like this is how it
yeah.
starts at like 7 a.m. and this is us collapsing on a bed at 11 p.m. in a hotel somewhere.
So how many hours of preparation goes into like a single event? Just say that you're performing there in New York City.
It's literally the whole day. There's so many
Mhm,
moving parts, and we don't want to miss anything. So if we're starting 7 or 8 in the morning for just our personal prep of self, and then comes the prep for the food that we gotta travel with while because we don't sit and eat, we literally eat while we're driving to the gig. So we gotta prepare that stuff. I would say at least we're in the mindset of the event at least 6 to 8 hours before actually doing the event.
Yeah, you got to
Mhm,
pack the
mhm.
van and make sure you got gas, and it's a whole thing. We have like a checklist that we got to get better at using to make sure we don't forget anything. Making sure you wrangle all the staff, make sure everyone will be there, they're dressed appropriately. So a lot of moving parts.
Yeah. And it's even when
When
we're doing our personal shows, like our soulful sound shows, that's a whole nother beast. And then just a regular
Mhm,
private event, it's just as 6 or 7 hours of prep before, and then
mhm, mhm.
we add maybe a couple more hours when it's our soulful sound show.
Do clients give you free range with the music, or are you tailoring the music to the specific event?
Yeah, I'd say most of them at this point trust us to just read the room. I mean, they might say to us, oh, do your contemporary songs. We like those jazzy versions of the modern songs, but we'll just tell them like, hey, you got a room full of old people right now. Like they're gonna want to hear Beatles and Sting and Queen and stuff like that. Or it looks like you have a lot of people of color here. We're gonna do some Al Green for them and Prince and Michael Jackson. So yeah, we're fortunate that they don't micromanage us, artistically.
Yeah. They might say one or two times, whatever you do, do not play Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I'm like, got it.
It's always that do not play song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Um, what has been one of your most favorite performances?
Well, I don't know.
Where you go? Where do you want me to go?
You go just inspired with it.
Okay.
They were their friend. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say in the beginning I was very skeptical of what we were doing. I was like, well, I'll do it a little bit to help her out. But I didn't think it had wings. And we got invited to do a jazz festival on Martha's Vineyard. And the promoter, like I thought, set us up for failure because the first act that she put up was like this super lively, fun, engaging Brazilian band. And they had everyone clapping and dancing and singing along. And then it's us. And at that time, we were nowhere near as entertaining as we are now. We weren't comfortable showing our personalities, cracking jokes with the audience, nothing. So, and our songs were very like deep, like slow, introspective, powerful songs. So I'm like, ah, these people are party mode. Like we're gonna come up here with this deep, powerful song. I don't think this is gonna work. And we did the song and people were quiet and it's like, our heads are down, we're just making sure we do the song justice. And the song ends and no one's clapping and you look out and it's like a reverent scene from church where everyone's like heads are down and and it was like a powerful moment. It's like you just hypnotized a room of a few hundred people. I'm like, oh, I guess we're all right.
Mhm. Mm.
Oh, what about you?
I'm trying to go through the archives. Um, my most recent favorite show, I would say, we were in Memphis. Am I saying it right?
Memphis. Yeah.
And we have this point in the show where we celebrate the people who are wearing the best outfits. So I do the men and he does the ladies. And this one lady was showing off her shoes. And we're talking about putting her leg up as if you're trying to, take off the garter type thing to show her shoes. And just the banter that came from that was just a riot for a good 10 minutes, the back and forth between what Sadiki is saying, what I'm saying, and I'm like,
Because Elle's telling her to put her foot down. And I'm like, well, I just need to see the entire outfit. So maybe you should put the foot up. And then I was like, you're going to sleep on the couch. And I'm like, well, if I'm in trouble, definitely put the foot up.
all the way in.
My
It was
goodness.
just fun to see how free and fluid all the jokes were just right there on the spot, spontaneous like that. It was nice.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm going to hit you with a couple of rapid fire questions just to get people to know you guys personally. So, morning or night owls?
I'm a morning person.
Night owl. Taylor ruined me. That was a late show.
Coffee or iced tea?
I'm a tea person.
Tea. I don't need it iced. Just give me tea.
Do you guys eat grits?
I'll eat some grits. We get some butter.
Okay.
I said I'm from Trinidad, and just please try to have respect.
What's comparable? That's
Do
I'm just
you
saying,
put sugar in your grits?
no, I don't have.
I tried doing that. I don't know if that landed for me. I think I like it more savory.
Sir, good answer. So I'm a grits lover. So I always debate with people. I see that it's mainly like Northerners that will put sugar in their grits. I'm like, no, we don't do that in the South. It's just salt, pepper, and butter. That's all you need for your grits.
Yeah, I agree.
Dream celebrity client that you would like to play for?
Ooh.
I know I want to sing with Miguel.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
Miguel.
Okay.
I love Miguel. And I hope you know him. Please tell him that I do a concert that I can come to and meet him. Yes.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you know Les Twins, these twin dancers. I think they're from France.
Yeah, and they dance with Beyonce now.
Yeah, I guess now
Yes.
people know them as Beyonce's dancers, but they were dancing.
They're twins.
Yeah, they were dancing way before Beyonce, but they're disgusting, like absolutely amazing. I'd love to see them interpret some of our music through movement.
Ooh, I love that. Love that. One word to describe your journey.
Epic.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Epic.
Okay. Okay. Epic, epic, epic. What advice would you give someone who wanted to start in the industry as a musician?
Oof.
You take one out of them.
Run.
Run towards or away?
Away. I mean, it's honestly not for the faint of heart, and I think a lot of people, music is their therapy, and you have to be careful with trying to turn something that's like your hobby, a therapy, the thing you look forward to at the end of the week, into your actual business, your passion, your everyday, because now you have to find something new to almost distract you. But yeah, if you're really gonna go for it, I would say buckle down and understand that the business side is far more important than the art side. Like the art, if you have the gift, you have the talent, it flows through you naturally. Like, could you be a better singer, dancer, trumpet player, whatever? Yeah, you can improve, but that's not what's gonna get people to buy tickets, to hire you for their events, to trust you. So you really need to make sure you focus on the business side, do your homework on how people have grown all sorts of businesses, whether it's pest control or doing events. And stay humble in the sense of I think one thing that differentiates us from a lot of our artist friends, and they tell us straight up, like we send out emails, texts all the time. What did we do wrong? What could we have done better? And it sucks to get criticized all the time, but we take out a little bit of truth, fix it, and advertise that we fixed it, and that helps us grow. And a lot of artists don't want to hear, like Erica Badu said, they're sensitive about their ish. So stop being sensitive.
Love that. Love it. And as you're giving advice to others, what has been one of the biggest learning lessons that you guys have adapted or learned since starting your business?
Honestly, I just have to hate to have to say it like this, but that just because someone is asking you to be honest, they're not really asking you to be honest, because we are so hungry to learn and be better and get better and all that stuff. Nothing's off the table. A lot of times people, artists especially, or even, potential small business owners will come to us and ask us to give them criticism or advice or input. And I took the bait one day and it went south. And I vow to never, even though they ask, keep it super light. Keep it, because Yeah,
Is
folks
that-
aren't ready. And
That's
that's
right.
okay. But I had to realize that folks are not ready. Just because they're asking for the truth of something doesn't mean they really want it.
Well, they can't handle it. That's the thing. They want you to figure out how much they can handle, and then if you cross that line, then you're being offensive.
So don't come asking me for nothing, because I ain't saying nothing. But I wanted to, because the question that you gave him about like what you would say to somebody, I would also say nothing is off the table. Like everything needs to grow around you to support the next level that you want. You might think it's just music, but we're talking about how you live, how you eat, how you sleep, how you spend, how you save, like all these other aspects around your life needs to support or needs to grow towards what it is that next goal or that next vision for yourself is. Like, so be ready that nothing is off the table for being improved. And if you have that in your mind, then, you're always in a constant learning, growing, stretching stage.
I love that. I love that. I always tell people that no matter how long you've been in the business, you should always be open to learning and improving yourself. And so I like that. I like that. Okay, so back to a little personal question with you guys. If you weren't in the industry that you're in now, doing what you do, what would you be doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always tell people that, I wish I had enough money. Well, it's not even having enough money, but, not having to worry about money. I would own a farm and have as many animals as possible.
That would be cool. Yeah.
That would be my life, is living on a farm.
I always think to myself, God forbid everything goes south for me, I would either be involved in costuming in some form, like wardrobe. That's what if I wasn't performing, I would probably be doing wardrobe, sewing and mending costumes, for theaters or whatever. Entrepreneurially, I would want to own a bed and breakfast in a Caribbean country or something. I love hospitality. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess a lot of people rely on my advice for like business, marketing, the tech stuff. So maybe I'd do some sort of consulting on that end.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Getting back to the culture of things, how do you guys relate to Black culture?
They thought we were too bougie at first.
Yeah, it was pretty funny in the beginning when we were doing the private event thing. The marketing, the image we put out there, I think alienated a lot of Black people. They think we were like sellouts or corny because they just see pictures and then songs.
They thought we were house Negroes.
Yeah, we're real uppity. Yeah, so a lot of people have said to us that like, wow, we can't believe y'all are this down to earth and funny and cool. Like and it is sad that we judge a book by the cover. You see the outfits and you just assume this. But it's great to be a source of inspiration for Black culture, and I guess hopefully alter the course a little bit, because I think sometimes we get a little too into the fun, silly, gangster, hypersexualized aspects of ourselves and forget that we can also be elegant, classy, poignant, powerful. So
And still real. I think that's the thing I've enjoyed watching men especially react to Sadiki. They'll come up to me after the show. Man, I thought you were a little cornball, but you were real. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like it's so great to see them, celebrate his honesty and his sureness in his masculinity, and it's beautiful. It's healing for them to see him exist in all of his honesty and yet love on his queen, even though he'll tell his queen a thing or two about herself. whatever.
Yeah, because you start that. Don't
Whatever.
act like I just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, okay.
I
Literally,
love the
as soon as I
banter. I
met
love
him,
the banter between you guys on stage. I love it.
the first time we had dinner, she had a list of things that I needed to improve. So I'm just saying, people think I'm the bad guy here. You should reconsider.
I just saw
Right.
his capability.
You wanted to bring those out,
Don't
correct?
support this guy. Stay neutral. Stay neutral. Okay.
Although a new lesson we discovered, do not treat people based on their potential. Treat them based on their results. So I will no longer have a list for anybody I meet. I have ripped up that list.
Okay, so you admit that you were wrong then.
I do admit I was
Okay,
wrong.
well, this is historic. She doesn't admit that she's wrong
This
very
is called
often.
learning something new
She's
and
learning to admit that she's wrong at something.
adjusting my new
That's great.
foundation.
Good job, honey. Good celebrate.
Love it. I love it. What's next for you guys?
I think right now we're still kind of creating the systems for the touring to make sure that that's, we've girl, we've had a lot of learning lessons with finding the right venues, the right cities, the right part of town when you're going to a city you've never been to before.
Staffing.
Yeah, hiring the right people for one night only. So we made a lot of strides there. So I think once that's done, we might just need to chill for a second, celebrate, and then get back to innovating, some new experiences to get to know fans differently, because not everyone can afford to do the travel thing with us. So maybe we'll start stuff where if we're in a city on tour, we'll have lunch with fans the next day before we leave, or get involved in TV, movies, short stories, books, who knows.
Okay, awesome. And how can people find you guys and connect with you?
On our website, acuteinflections.com. We're also on social media at Acute Inflections, the Facebook, the Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say sign up for our email list. We send out some fun emails, get a lot of love for the people say the emails are like a welcome break to all the salesy garbage they're getting. And then we also have a text group where we text fans just to say, hey, we're going to be in your area. And we try not to spam anyone, make sure everything is applicable to you. So if you live in DC, you're not getting a text for a show in Vegas and vice versa.
Okay, awesome. Any last words for the audience?
Come to a show. We're always touring. Make sure you check out our calendar, and you'll have a good time. We do a whole Harlem Renaissance, 1920s theme. People get dressed up. Come out, celebrate birthdays, anniversaries.
Yeah. My parting words, something I'm holding on to for myself. No excuses, executions.
Awesome. Love it. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. For those of you that are watching, this is Acute Inflections and the National Society of Black Wedding and Event Professionals with Business Spotlight, where we are shining the light on the people behind the brands so that you can get to know them better. So please join us for another episode. And we ask that when you view this one, make sure you tell a friend to watch. And then also follow Acute Inflections and get a ticket to a show. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Sarah.
Hold on.